What's up? My name's Kenny, aka DJ Kmo Fresh, and I am a fusion DJ. So my background, my mom's side is totally Irish American, my dad's side was totally Sicilian Italian American, and I'm kind of the mix of both. My wife's family is totally Italian American, and we're at my mother-in-law's every Sunday dinner, or every Sunday for dinner, having Sunday dinner. Meatballs, gravy, the whole load. We celebrate St. Patrick's Day pretty hard in my family, so I'm listening to that traditional stuff all through the year. It's just by nature, I can't stop it. My favorite music kind of outside of DJing, I listen to a lot of what I'll call like East Coast American reggae. There's a lot of New England bands and stuff that I like to listen to, kind of keep my music focused local in that way. Groups like the Elevators and Stick Figure and Over the Bridge and things like that, all Massachusetts bands. Yeah, truly kind of like my wife says I'm half Gaelic, half garlic. That's kind of what she says. So it's, that's pretty much the mix, truthfully, yeah. I think my favorite part of weddings that I'm working, a specific moment in the night is like right before we open the dance floor, where there's this anticipation as dinner's ending. Some people are out of their seats because they just had maybe an extra drink at cocktail hour. They're ready to go. The food's full in the belly, and there's just like, it's almost like releasing, you know, tigers from the cage once we open that dance floor, and everyone kind of files out whatever the hit song is or whatever we've worked with the bride and groom to, you know, pick for that opening moment, something that they love, something that's maybe a traditional song for their family. I love it. I love that kind of anticipation moment before we just release all craziness onto the dance floor, yeah. So for, you know, cultural formalities, no matter what they are, using the horror as example, is it going to be more traditional? Are we splitting men and women on the dance floor, you know, or is everyone still together? How do we have to instruct people to come to the dance floor for something like a horror, where it is a specific in circles, waiting for certain groups, you know, the women to come together, the men to come together, giving each one a turn towards the center, bringing those close family members in at the end, and then just lifting everybody up. It's all pre-planning. Most everything with a wedding is pre-planning. You know, making sure the details are in line with, you know, you and your family's traditions and expectations, as well as, you know, are we catering to the 200 guests that are in the room, or are we catering specifically to you, your significant other, and your music selections for the night? Couples that I work with can definitely expect to be, you know, have open lines of communication with me, call me, text me anytime, but I like to specifically have at least 3 meetings. With that first meeting that we're gonna have is we're really just getting familiar with each other. It's really my goal to get familiar with what you listen to and how you listen to it. That second meeting is kind of an alignment to make sure that what I've been listening to in conjunction with what you're telling me that you listen to is you know, is melding together is what it should be. And then that final meeting is really a wrap up, making sure the, you know, correct pronunciations are in hand and any phonetics are covered, any final music requests come in, and, you know, formality songs, cake cutting, parent dances, things of the sort. I think a big thing that couples get hung up on is there's music playing for all 5 to 6 hours of this event, not just the 2 hours of dancing. So there's a lot of other opportunity to cater to other couples or other people in the room, other, you know, family members, whatever it may be. For example, you could take your parents' wedding song if you happen to know it, or if you can pull that information from them. Play it during dinner. They'll get up and dance. You know what I mean? Things of the sort. Knowing that, like, if there's a traditional cultural dance that maybe doesn't fit what you want for party music, play it somewhere else. Play it at another point of the evening. As dinner's winding down, there are these in-between moments, in-between formalities. It doesn't have to be stand up, sit down. People can be on the dance floor all night and, you know, and maneuver around as you want to let them at your event. Friends and family of the bride and groom, we're super excited to be here today. My name is Kmo Fresh. If there's anything I can do for anyone in this room to make it a super successful evening, please do not hesitate to let us know. Without further ado, we are getting ready to bring in our bridal party and our bride and groom. Are you ready? Can I hear you make a little bit of noise out there? Typically, the approach would be to cater, you know, more multi-generationally friendly at the earlier parts of the evening, the earlier parts of dancing, and working towards those more club party hits towards the end of the night. The friends that want Waka Flocka aren't gonna leave when your 80-year-old aunt's taken off from the party, typically, right? They're gonna stay straight through to the end, maybe hit the after party. You want more generationally acceptable music earlier in the evening because you have a wider range of generations at the event earlier in the evening.